Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are discussing about 10 new car features that can reduce a vehicle's longevity and, well, why they can be problematic. Number 1. Auto Start-Stop Systems. What it does is automatically turn off the engine at stops to save fuel. But, here's how it actually hurts longevity. It increases wear on the starter motor, battery, and engine bearings due to frequent restarting. Plus, it adds stress to turbochargers and oil flow systems. The long-term effect? You're looking at more frequent repairs and honestly, reduced engine and component life. Number 2. Over-engineered turbocharged small engines. These are downsized engines with turbochargers for better fuel economy and performance. But the downside is they face higher thermal stress, are prone to carbon buildup, turbo failure, and oil dilution. The long-term effect is that these engines may fail much earlier than their naturally aspirated counterparts. Number 3. CVT, or continuously variable transmissions. What this does is smooth acceleration and improves fuel economy by continuously changing gear ratios. But it uses belts and pulleys that wear faster under strain and is pretty sensitive to fluid quality and heat. The long-term effect? These often fail somewhere between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, and they're expensive to repair or replace. Alright, so let's talk about complex infotainment and touchscreen controls. Basically, these systems are replacing good old physical buttons with digital screens and touch controls. The problem is, over time these systems can crash, freeze, or just fail altogether as they age. And, honestly, the repair costs can get pretty high since even minor issues usually mean you have to replace the whole screen or module. In the long run, this means a poor user experience and some really costly electrical repairs as your car gets older. Next up, Integrated Electronic Control Modules, or ECMs. These things centralize the control of a ton of systems like the engine, climate, suspension, and even the lights. The downside is, if one module fails, it can actually cause problems with a bunch of other systems too. Plus, software glitches and outdated firmware can lead to some really persistent errors. The long-term effect? Cars can become just way too expensive to fix once they're out of warranty. Now let's get into direct fuel injection without port injection support. This system sprays fuel directly into the cylinders for better power and efficiency. But here's the thing, it causes carbon buildup on the intake valves, since there's no fuel washing over them to keep things clean. That means you'll need frequent intake cleaning or even walnut blasting to keep things running right. Over time you can expect performance loss and misfires, and honestly, intake service becomes just another routine maintenance item. So let's talk about sealed-for-life transmissions and fluids. The idea here is that things like your transmission fluid, coolant, or differential oil supposedly never need changing. But honestly, that's just not the case. Over time, these fluids break down, which can lead to gear wear, slipping, and even overheating. And in the long run, this can cause premature transmission or driveline failure. Okay, so let's talk about overly complex emissions equipment like EGR, DPF, SCR, and GPF systems. These things are designed to reduce emissions through filters and chemical reactions, but here's the downside for your car's longevity. Diesel particulate filters, or DPFs, clog up pretty easily. EGR valves, well, they lead to carbon buildup over time. Selective catalytic reduction systems and DEF setups, they can fail as your car ages or if you use poor quality DEF fluid. In the long run, you're looking at constant warning lights on your dash and honestly some really expensive replacement parts. Next up, drive-by-wire systems for your throttle, brakes, and even steering. What these do is replace the old mechanical linkages with electronic controls. But the catch is, they rely heavily on sensors and actuators. If just one sensor fails, the whole system might shut down or throw your car into limp mode. Over time, even a small electrical fault can lead to a total loss of drivability, which is, not great. Now let's get into over-the-air software updates. These allow manufacturers to update or change your car's features remotely. But here's the problem. Updates can sometimes introduce bugs, disable features, or even throttle your car's performance, like limiting battery range or power output. That means owners can lose control over some core functions. In the worst case, a faulty update or unsupported software can actually brick your car, making it unusable. So how can you actually protect your car's lifespan these days? Well, if you can, disable auto start-stop or install bypass modules. Change those so-called lifetime fluids every 40,000 to 60,000 miles, no matter what the manufacturer says. Always use high-quality synthetic oil and change it regularly. For direct injection engines, installing an oil catch can is a smart move. Stick with top-tier gasoline to help reduce carbon buildup. Also, try to avoid excessive idling and aggressive driving, especially if you have a turbocharged engine. And finally, consider getting extended warranties on things like CVTs, infotainment systems, and electronic modules, just for that extra peace of mind.